Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel again. So I wanted to recommend some brushes that I use on a daily basis and currently what's in my routine and reaching for these brushes. And if you'd like to see this simple video, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have quite a few brushes from different brands. They all vary from drugstore to high-end, and I guess these won't go in particular order because it's gonna take too long for me to figure out in a minute. No, not like a minute, but it just takes more time to figure out how to organize this in parts, even though it's so easy, but I just rather get straight to the point. And okay, so one of the first brushes I use after I set my foundation, I use my Spectrum A01 powder brush. It looks like this. And it's so soft. It's just so perfect just to buff in translucent powder all over the face in such an easy, quick 1 second 1 second cycle. So I really love this brush. I love how this was part of their bridal collection. And as you can see, I'm a fan of bridal things. I'm not married yet, but I'm not married yet, or I don't know if I would ever get married. But if I do, I would love to use this on my wedding day. But anyway, so this is a powder brush. It's got a light pink color in there, and then the rest of it is white. So that's one of my most used ones for applying powder. And so the next one is to apply blush, as for the powder blush, I use my Equal Tools blush brush. So it looks just like this. It's definitely a different take of a blush brush because you could see that it's tapered in an angle where it's flat in one edge and then it's pretty much fluffy throughout. And it's just perfect to apply blush like this, and it's just with ease. So I really love this brush. I always look for it if I'm applying blushes, and yeah, it's just really, really nice. So that's another good one. And then for a highlighter, I use my Sigma tapered one, and it's called F35. So it looks just like this. And you can see that it's really tapered in a way where it's pointed on top, and then it's just fluffy all over it's just like a fluffy, I just really love it. It just seems to not be so harsh with the highlight. It just depends how you apply it, but I could put it as light as I want or as dense, for the powder highlights. So it just depends on what kind of highlighter I'm using, but this is something I always look for, and it's really, really, really good quality. I've had this for a while and it hasn't shed. I wash it a couple of times and it hasn't lost any of its shape. So that's a really good brush. And then for my eyebrows, I use the Equal Tools Brow Groomer. So it looks like this. Really simple. That's like the comb, and this is a brush. So it's a really easy way to clean up your brows. And so if I'm applying concealer all over my eyelid as a base, I use this ColourPop one. And unfortunately, this ColourPop brush doesn't have a name because this is one of the first brushes that they came out with in their website, and it almost looks like the Anastasia highlighter brush that they're famous for, but this is more dense, and I feel like it applies really smoothly with putting concealer all over the eyelid, and it blends it out pretty good too, so that's what I use this one for. And then to follow with the concealer application, I set it over a powder, and this is my Morphe R36 brush. And it's a pretty odd brush because the bristles are really like outrageously fluffy, and pretty much it looks like a paintbrush. And I'm not trying to like misjudge Morphe eyeshadow brushes, but this one does shed quite a bit, but I like applying it to set it with the setting powder all over the lid, and it just does a good job with that. So and so next, I love using the Sigma eye shading brush E55, and this is what I normally use for an all over eyelid color. And it's a really famous one. It's like a classic in the YouTube community, and I remember I would do comparisons with my own collection with the e.l.f. one, and I eventually kept this one over that, and it's pretty good. And so if I want like a fluffier take of the eyeshadow, I use my Luxie 239 Precision Shader Brush. And this is mostly the brush I use for brush swatches of eyeshadow shades. And I really love how pointed it is on the top right there. Almost like a triangle shape. And that one's really useful for me. And then I have the Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. And this one I use I mainly use this brush to add a fluffy crease color shade and as a transition eyeshadow shade. So like if I wanted to put like a light pink color on this eye color, I just sweep it all over like that, and it leaves like a light color of pink in it because it's so fluffy. So that one's really good. And then this one I always blend with between eyeshadow applications. So if I'm using a crease color and then a lid color and I need to like blend in between those two colors, I use the BH Cosmetics number 4 brush. And this one is from their Space collection, so it's pretty cool because this is like a black bristle brush, but it's got highlights of light brown gold all around it. It's almost like a highlighter, so for like the hair. So that one's pretty good. And then I use my Sigma Tapered Blending E35 brush. And this is to apply mainly like my base crease color. And that could be light, it could be dark, but it does a good job with like applying it for that. And sometimes I use it as like a highlighted brow bone eyeshadow shade, and I put it right here. It's just perfect. So that one's that one. And then another eyeshadow all over lid shade I use is the ColourPop E7 brush. Now this one does have the label on it, and it looks like this. And the next one, I have a Furless ME3 brush. This one my sister gave it to me, but I mostly use this to put like cream eyeshadows underneath my brow bone, or like a transition light shade for my eye looks as well. Then I have the BH Studio Pro number 7 brush. And this is perfect to applying like really precise lid color shades. So if I really wanted like a glitter orange topper on this eye look, I would just put it like, it's so precise that I could like put it right here and then like there. So it's really nice to use it for pigments, basically. And so one of the last ones is this unknown brand from the Dollar Tree, and I use this for inner corner, so it gets right in there with like applying inner corner light shades, and it just does a perfect job. Like, this doesn't hurt my eye. This is like almost like meant for the inner corner, and I just really love it. It's just, you could easily miss this in a Dollar Tree because it comes in a little set, and this one stood out for me. I mean, it's super cute. It's like a little flower, Asian inspired style, and it's just super cute, and it hasn't shed, it hasn't broken apart. I take real good care of it, and yeah, so. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to share what brushes I use more in specific depth. If you were ever wondering if I'm using them in tutorials, you could always refer back to this one. And yeah, so I hope that you found it useful. I hope that you have a great day or night, whatever time you're watching. May God bless, and I hope you liked the video. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I mean, I would really love to make something out of my channel since I've been here for so long. And at the end of the day, I just would love to share my helpful perspective and these different kind of things in the beauty community. I feel like not a lot of people talk about it, so I thought that maybe it would be useful for someone out there. So may God bless. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you another time. Bye.